Along with Dave Bontempo, I'm Bob Papa. Now you can join us for more amateur boxing from Pesaro, Italy. And we get set for this bout, 178 pounds. Jeremy Williams of the United States out of Detroit, Michigan, squaring off against Tommaso Russo. Now, 3 days ago when the bout's in Naples, Williams won on a disqualification over Robert Castelli. And Castelli beat John Ruiz in this competition. And just a couple days ago, Russo of Italy beat the United States' Chris Bird. And Williams being cautioned right now, the 19-year-old out of Dodge, Iowa.
And he's looking to put his right hand behind the jab, starting out getting some good space with the jab and looking to load up with the right hand, but he took one there.
And the referee has the fighters separated again. Weather very comfortable here in Pesaro, just as it was in Naples.
And we don't see as fast a pace here. Sort of deliberate now. Williams trying to study, create an opening, feinting a little bit with the left hand. Trying to get his rhythm perfectly to sit down on his punches.
Oh, big right hand by Williams there, and he follows it up again.
And now he's digging into the body and trying for an early knockout here.
And now a cautioning for Williams. And they hit before the referee says box.
Nothing like ruining the rhythm of a bout more than over officiating.
All righty. And we resume. So Jeremy Williams trying to make it 2 for 2 in Italy. What's that like coming back on 3 days rest? And I mean in boxing, not baseball.
Well, it's tough on the body, but this being amateur boxing and the headgear and everything like that, the fighters do take less of a pounding. And they'll have hundreds of bouts and several international bouts before the Olympics.
Well, Tommaso Russo answered back there. Some heavy blows being thrown here in this first round.
And Williams not just headhunting, he goes to the body and really starting to open it up now. His confidence coming on.
Tell you, Williams has had a very extensive amateur career.
He won the U.S. championships last year to conclude a very strong run, going for 4 years. Junior Olympic titles as well.
Good left by Russo. And the Italian crowd here in Pesaro roars. And another left. And Williams backed in his own corner, trying to fight his way out. And Russo just missed with the right.
Another nice street brawl here.
You know, he had it in Naples and now here in Pesaro. Fans trying to cheer on Russo. Tommaso Russo, and round 1 is in the books. Dave Bontempo, I'm Bob Papa. We welcome you back to Pesaro, Italy. And we begin round number 2. Jeremy Williams of the United States against Tommaso Russo. You know, Pesaro, Italy is the home of Rossini, the man who wrote the William Tell Overture.
You find out so much on these international trips.
Well,
I think what you do, you just go to all the libraries and archives in town before we come over here.
Well, producer Frank Belmont is the #1 sightseer I know. Very good round number 1. Both fighters landed some big punches, Dave, and it was very evenly scored.
Good start for Williams, and Russo found his rhythm at the end with the left hooks that got in there, and the crowd got behind him, and he really fought with a lot of adrenaline at the end. Williams trying to subdue him early here in the second round.
Williams hitting the back of the head of Russo, and that draws a caution. Interesting thing about the United States team on this trip here to Italy, both of their sets of bouts have taken place outdoors.
And it's you can see that they get used to this kind of element. Perfect conditions. It's certainly not guaranteed that in the Olympics. Often an indoor fight.
Wow, the referee almost ate that right hand from Russo. Of the night in Naples, the final tally, we showed you a portion of the bouts. The final tally was 5 for the United States and 5 wins for Italy, with Marquez and Oscar de la Hoya being among the United States winners.
And a couple of teams that are evenly matched, and you see philosophical similarities in the way they fight. A lot of pro styles in both teams, and a lot of fighters with about the same experience. Where I say the Cuban fighters against the American fighters, the Cubans have had years and years of experience and usually dominate the bouts.
More warnings. Williams trying to say, hey, it was the other guy.
And you will coax the involvement of a referee more in a fight like this, where both fighters are slugging it out, grabbing behind the head, lunging forward, and perhaps at times leading with their heads.
Well, we know one thing for sure. There's a little less than a minute to go in this second round. Tommaso Russo being cautioned again. You know, it was interesting when we were in Naples, the referees basically said play on, to use a soccer term. But here in Pesaro, lots of warnings.
And an over-officiated bout is what you've got. If you want to stick by the rules, there are enough of them there, the technicalities, where you can slow a bout down and at times make it resemble fencing.
Good exchange there, and Russo loses his headpiece, and that's the problem with the Velcro.
And I think, getting back to the officials, the fact that some referees let it go and others are very technical is indicative of the changing thought patterns that is gradually coming across amateur boxing about letting fighters go more.
See, the United States fighters use the traditional cord to tie the helmet and keep it in place, but a lot of the European and other teams around the world are using the helmets with the Velcro straps, and when the Velcro gets wet, the helmets come loose. And we finally resume action here in this round. And there goes the helmet again.
Is there a 3 Velcro rule in this?
It's not in effect. And this first round approaching the 10-minute mark. Second round approaching the 10-minute mark. The first one we move through. And they come out rejuvenated. Russo and Williams toe-to-toe. And that's the end of round number 2. Now there is the bell, and Williams goes back to his corner. We'll be back after we adjust our head straps after this on Sports Channel America. Pop along with Dave Bontempo. Some technical problems. We were not able to show you the third round. We showed you the first 2, and let's find out who the winner is. Jeremy Williams is the winner, and he raised his hand before the announcement was made.
He had a very strong fight and a little bit of a shuffle in there, some celebration.
So Jeremy Williams goes 2 for 2 in Italy. He wins a 2-1 decision over Tommaso Russo. And we'll be back with more, including 3 rounds after this timeout. On 12-pound bout, the United States, Tim Austin in the ring. He turned 20 this year. He is out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Began boxing in 1986, a graduate of Purcell High, and another long and deep resume in amateur boxing. Luigi Castiglione of Italy will be Austin's opponent. Dave, what about Tim Austin, what he brings to the table?
Several years of experience, beginning in 1986 with the Junior Olympics, where he triumphed, and he's had numerous bouts of international significance against Korea, the United States, USSR, Canada. He's very schooled in these type of competitions, and with the Olympic year winding down, These are only making him better.
Tim Austin with the lightning quick hands. He fights more of that amateur style, rat-a-tat-tat-tat with the white portions of the gloves. So we get set for our second bout here from Pesaro, Italy. Jeremy Williams, a winner earlier on. And we are underway. Austin the Southpaw out of Cincinnati, Ohio, fighting the 112-pound limit. And between what we saw in Naples the other night and the Jeremy Williams fight, a very slow start.
Especially for small fighters. And you would think they would have everything to give and go out starting to do that. Austin using the poise approach here and looking to counter. You know, he's got a good shot coming along when he does in this division. Now that Michael Carbajal has brought a lot of attention to the lighter fighters with his performance in the 1988 Olympics. And there is marketability down here for these fighters that was not there several years ago.
We should extend our congratulations to Oscar De La Hoya, who we saw in the bouts from Naples. He was named the Boxer of the Year for 1991 by the United States Amateur Boxing at the group's annual meeting.
He certainly looked the part in this tournament.
It's C. Buzz Bazalski of Edmonds, Washington, here with the United States Amateur Boxing Team Manager for the 1992 Olympic team.
Well, they're both doing a little bit of cat and mouse here. Nobody really wants to open up and commit. We'll look for that to change as the fight goes on.
One minute to go in this first round. Also, Joe Bird named the head coach of the United States team. So a slow start here for Luigi Castiglione of Italy and Timmy Austin of the United States out of Cincinnati, Ohio, the River City.
Austin is backing his opponent up, but he's got to do a little bit more when he's doing it. The jab is only pouring out right now as sort of a range fighter. He's got to snap it out so it can set up some other shots for him.
Castiglione scores coming straight ahead.
Right now, Austin is not discouraging Castiglione with his jab. He's just showing it, and it's not distracting Castiglione in the least.
We now pause for a regional break. You're watching the USOC Olympic Showcase on Sports Channel America. Of the United States up off the stool and getting poised and ready for round two.
Looks like he's very composed, perhaps too composed so far.
And we begin round number two with Luigi Castiglione. This is 112-pound weight class. Bob Papa along with one David Bontempo. Frank Belmont at the controls. I would expect Austin to pick up the pace here a little in the second round.
It looks like he hasn't really warmed up to this thing yet. He's jabbing on the outside, not following up. He's been short with his punches. And he's supposed to present a style problem to Castiglione, and it really hasn't been that way.
Mentioned there were 10 bouts in Naples in the other card. This card has but 7 fights. Oscar De La Hoya, Raul Marquez will not be performing. Castiglione being warned. Good combination by the Italian fighter.
He stepped back and got his shots in from a distance. That should pick up the intensity of this fight. Austin still coming up short with his jab. He's not stepping enough with it. Castiglione's been a good, tough customer right in front of him. Austin warned for the elbow there after Castiglione got close.
Both fighters basically missing the mark. Castiglione just a little short with that right hand. Castiglione playing to the referee's feelings. Good left hand by Austin. Castiglione trying to cover up and answer back, but cannot.
Austin finally getting a good, powerful left hand in there from a distance. And then follows it up with an uppercut.
You hear Austin's teammates cheering him on. USA. Oh boy, and Castiglione looks a little bit winded. Some blood coming out of his nose. Austin has done some damage here in round 2.
Showing the fast hands, synonymous with this weight class, and getting shots in from all kinds of angles, and he's been a little shorter with his shots now and consequently more effective.
Castiglione warned. Fans don't like it.
Not after the wild bouts they've seen thus far.
Yeah, that is it for round number 2. Luigi Castiglione in his corner, taking a seat. Bob Papa along with Dave Bontempo, glad you can join us. This card between the United States and the Italian boxing team. Started in Naples, wrapping up here in Pesaro, Italy. Dave, how do you see it scored so far?
Castiglione winning the first round and Austin rallying strongly to win the second and threatening to take over with the way he won the second round. Coming on fast with a lot of shots from different angles. Really looked to dominate at the end of the round.
Austin trying to push that left forward.
It's been a night. If Austin does win, he's done it really without his jab.
Good shot there landed by Castiglione.
The setup shot for Austin has not been there. He's landed some powerful left hands, but his right jab really has abandoned him tonight.
Wicked right hand that Austin just misfires on.
And he takes a chance and goes right-handed for a second before he goes back. Looks like Castiglione, though, is more the hunted in this round. A little surprising in that when he was rushing forward early in the fight, he was effective.
Looked like Castiglione got off a low blow there, but no warning from the referee.
Early in the fight, Castiglione could take his shot forward and land 3-4 punches, but now he's starting it from so far back that Austin is picking him up before he can land any shots.
Midway point of this third and final round. What will be the deciding round in this fight. Good left by Austin. Good combination by Austin. Castiglione answers back. And Castiglione was ready to go for a ride. Referee thought it was funny.
Austin doing a better job here in the third, cutting off the ring. And his punches have been more economical as a result.
Castiglione has shown some decent side-to-side movement to stay away from Austin, but Austin is piling up points here in round 3.
And Castiglione needs some offense now to go with the nice points he's racking up in terms of style, because Austin has come on and really found himself.
He's back on his form as Tim Austin. Tim Austin out of Cincinnati has clearly controlled this third round. Yeah, there's the bell. Luigi Castiglione and Tim Austin. Castiglione goes back to his corner. He'll take off the headgear. Don't know if he did enough in that third round. And there's Timmy Austin, the 20-year-old out of Cincinnati. Very strong third and final stanza, Dave.
Last round and a half, really, Austin doing a very nice job. And if he wins this fight, he did it without his jab.
Well, let's find out who the winner is. Referee still cautioning the fighters. Even on how to find out if you win or lose. Lovely outdoor facility here in Pesaro, Italy. It's got to be the toughest point. Jeremy Williams already a winner. All right, so 2-1 goes Tim Austin, the winner over Luigi Castiglione. We'll be back with more after this timeout. To Pesaro, Italy on Sports Channel America's USOC Olympic Showcase. And we move on to the 119-pound weight class. And there is Sergio Reyes of the United States, 23 years of age, born in Fort Worth, Texas. That's where he fights out of as well. Trains in North Carolina. And Reyes part of the United States Marines. And both fighters touch gloves. Touch again. Listen to this referee. You think he's going to over-referee this, over-officiate this one?
Best out of three.
He made Sergio Reyes and Luigi Citanamo touch gloves 3 times. 3 glove touch is in effect. We begin round 1.
Reyes had an edge there. Tapped much better. And he'll be trying to get inside here and negate any height and reach disadvantage, trying to start fast.
Luigi Citanamo against Sergio Reyes. You know, you talk about Raul Marquez and Oscar De La Hoya, and they are obviously the cream of the U.S. crop. Sergio Reyes also highly regarded.
1990 Armed Forces Athlete of the Year among many of his impressive credentials, and he's got a good presence about him as he goes out here. Right away, no problem, no stage presence problems. He knows exactly what he wants to do.
And some warnings come flying. Reyes, a very short fighter, 5'3".
Now you can make good advantage of that too if you get down low and become a difficult target. That's what he's trying to do here.
Luigi Citanamo looks like a skyscraper at 5'6½".
This is a problem Reyes should be used to at this point in his career. Most fighters will be taller than himself, and he's got to be pretty good at this style.
This is a 119-pound weight class. Citanamo is just tapping away and moving.
And you would think the style for Reyes is no matter what happens in the first round from a scoring standpoint, get to that body. Slow the opponent up for the second and third rounds. And the fighter has to be willing to take a shot or two sometimes to get inside and establish where he wants to fight.
Reyes trying to bull forward, hitting in the back of the head of Citanamo, and he receives the warning from the judge, from the referee who made the fighters touch glove 3 times.
This is where fighters try to get their point across. Smaller fighters will throw punches on the arms, elbows, anything, just to make it be known that they're going to be in their opponent's face all night. And you see Reyes coming forward and really not caring how many punches he lands. He just wants to be close.
Well, Luigi Citanamo has controlled the action at this point in round 1. A couple of lefts by Citanamo slips in.
Reyes will have to get underneath. as he's doing there.
But he's got to stay there.
He's got to do a lot of damage when he gets in that position. That's where headquarters have to be for him. That's a hard thing to do, is to get there and then stay there.
Dave, your use of the English language is amazing. All right, Reyes with some combinations, but Citanamo comes right back.
That reach advantage coming into play, it opens up so many more options for him.
Reyes getting through the defense, and round number 1 is in the books. That was a tough round to score. I would think, though, the Italian boxer, Luigi Citanamo, had the slight edge.
He did with the reach, and because Reyes' offensive bursts were very sporadic, didn't really put it together very well. Citanamo was very poised, and he used his reach beautifully.
Round number 2 is underway, and Reyes comes out smoking. Reyes began his boxing in 1976. The year Sugar Ray Leonard won his gold medal on that great United States Olympic boxing team.
And no doubt became an inspiration to many of the Olympic athletes.
I've been very impressed with the style that the Italian fighters bring to the table. Good scoring by Luigi Citanamo.
Well, they make for a good action fight, and yet they still maintain a sense of fundamentals when certain styles are to their advantage. Now here, Citanamo is on the outside. He's got to be the taller fighter, but that doesn't mean he has to stay outside and be boring. His hands are always moving. He's always trying to set up punches. And most of these fights have been crowd-pleasing.
You know, we've done a lot of these shows over the last 2 years or so, and we're left by Citanamo. And it seems that the Italians fight a very American style.
They seem influenced that way. Good crowd-pleasing bouts, a professional infighting type of a style. And a lot of Italian fighters do go on to win professional titles. Whereas in a country like Cuba, where they're not allowed to advance beyond the amateur level, they've got their own identity in that respect.
With the way things are changing in this world, that might not even be for long.
Let's hope not.
This is round 2. Sergio Reyes of the United States, Luigi Citanamo of Italy. Citanamo has controlled the action, used his reach effectively, and scored the more telling blows.
Reyes has done a better job in this round than the first, getting close and landing more body shots.
See Reyes kind of pushing his punches out.
He's half distracted with the idea that he's got to get inside, and he's using those pushes to try to feint against Citanamo instead of letting them go. That's the problem with the shorter fighters. They've got such a hard job just to get inside.
And a warning from the referee, and then both fighters resume with just about 30 seconds to go in this second round. And another warn to Luigi Citanamo.
Reyes trying to find that body and coming up at times just a little bit short because Citanamo leans away.
Reyes trying to score. Citanamo knocking most of those punches away. Coming to the end of round number 2. Sergio Reyes and Luigi Citanamo will be back with the third and final round after this. Sergio Reyes up off his stool, and on the near corner to our left is Luigi Citanamo of Italy. How do you see it scored so far, Dave Bontempo?
Reyes coming on to win the second round, I thought, based on aggression, and it would be even heading into the third.
Citanamo had control early on in round 1, but Reyes has been he's a very pesky fighter. Now we get a timeout. Both fighters sent to their corner, too wet. Shouldn't sweat that much in amateur boxing, especially with this referee. Remember, this is the referee who had the fighters touch gloves 3 times before the start of the fight. Wasn't satisfied.
And you've seen throughout this telecast the varying ranges of how amateur rules are interpreted, from very strict to very liberal. And the best fights have been with the liberal interpretation.
Yeah, I enjoyed the guys in Naples. Now, based on the fact that some of my family is from Naples, wouldn't make me prejudiced at all.
Not in the least. However, the fighters showed less inhibition when they were allowed to keep going and not have to stop every 10 or 15 seconds because of a rule.
Citanamo with a good combination, left, right, and he follows it up with a left again, and there's that reach again.
Reyes has to fight so hard to get inside, and Citanamo doing a nice job on the outside here. Reyes pressing the attack and not getting shots in.
Reyes trying to tee off, but Citanamo very good on defense. And another delay. Reyes' teammates trying to cheer him on with the chant of USA.
Citanamo, nice body movement here. He kept his balance and landed 4 or 5 good shots.
Very nice.
And when Citanamo lands his shots, they are so obvious when he's doing it from the outside. The judges have to see that. The inside work that Reyes is doing might be overshadowed. The judges might not always see it.
Hey, this referee is making each round about 4.5 minutes. Reyes trying to push the action.
And where you might also see it affect some bouts is, what if one fighter's tired? If you have too many unnecessary stoppages, the referee actually favors the tired fighter.
Reyes continues to pursue Luigi Citanamo. Another delay.
Dance positions, please.
Tough round to score. Reyes has been the aggressor, but who's landed the punches?
And I think it's been Citanamo because he's frustrated Reyes, and that
is not
collision.
A knockdown. That is a forearm shiver.
I think good ring generalship is being employed here by Citanamo in this round. And you don't always see it and figure it can apply to scoring, but in this case, it might, and it should.
And after nearly 4.5 minutes, 3 minutes of boxing, the bell finally sounds. Luigi Citanamo heads back to his corner as he falls into the arms of his coaches. He really put forth a good effort, liked his movement. However, we apologize for some technical problems. Sergio Reyes of the United States. And let's find out who the winner is in this 119-pound weight class. Reyes thinks he's the winner. Oh, Luigi Citanamo upset Sergio Reyes. Look at Reyes. Can't believe it.
I think it was a good call, though.
So Sergio Reyes of the United States upset by Luigi Citanamo. On tempo. There's Melvin Foster of the United States out of Washington, D.C. In Naples the other night, he lost under disqualification of Vincenzo Cantatore. And right now, this is the rematch, and we're going to pick it up in round number 3. We wanted to show you Melvin Foster trying to get his teammates and himself going against Vincenzo Cantatore in what has been a close fight, Dave.
And Foster will try to turn it up here for the deciding round and get his revenge from 3 days ago. Where else but in amateur boxing can you get a shot so quickly after something bad has happened?
Where the United States fought the Italian team in Naples. 5 wins for the U.S., 5 for the Italians. So far, through the 6 bouts we've had so far, it is 4-2 in favor of the United States here in Pesaro, Italy.
And Foster just loading up here, trying to take the show home.
And our favorite referee is once again giving all types of warnings. Cantatore is trying to load up with that right, and so is Foster.
Now they're forgetting all the techniques here. They're just going on guts and trying to outpower each other here. Foster digging in, good left hook to the body, just missing with the big right hand.
Listen to the noise, though. It's amazing the excitement heavyweights always bring to the table, even if they're not that good.
That's right, just the potential that people perceive in heavyweights.
Good left hand by Melvin Foster. That right was more than just a push.
Well, both fighters are landing on a low percentage basis, but Foster is doing a little better job. I mean, he's preventing Cantatore from getting anything in. And he's getting a few shots in himself. And fatigue's starting to set in on both fighters also here.
Good combination by Cantatore. Good left that hits Foster's jaw.
It's like no mystery. Wind up, go for the bomb. Both fighters. Although Cantatore is being smothered by Foster and he's missing over the top of his head, whereas Foster's getting inside and landing some punches.
And this guy calls a break for everything. Hey, Dave, remember on your way home, keep your head up.
Stop when the lights are red.
It's been a good fight, interesting fight, with the exception of the referee. Another warning.
Foster has taken the initiative, though, and is driving Cantatore back. Is winning a decisive round here.
Cantatore got in a left. Both fighters scoring. What a third round, David.
And Cantatore trying to fight hard off the ropes. Foster pursuing, and when given the opportunity by the referee, who's not breaking them all the time, they come on strong. But look, again, another delay.
Well, the mouthpiece came out. So they resume the action again. Many, many delays with this one referee from Italy. Melvin Foster of the United States and Vincenzo Cantatore of Italy.
You're talking about a fight which has had its rhythm totally disrupted by the referee. And this was an exciting round, too.
Both fighters scoring. Good right hand by Foster. What a surprise, the referee. There's the bell. And